Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Power Boost meditation. We want to explore a few aspects, hopefully newer ones, around relationships. Now, life is all about relationships, whether it's the life just or the world around us, the bigger world. Everything within this cosmic wheel is actually based on relationships. And relationships mean or imply there is a give and take. So there is a constant giving and taking among us, between human beings, living beings, but also there's an exchange between us and the elements, matter. And there's this, many of you might be aware about it, know about it, that there's this law, this universal law of cause and effect. So whatever happens in my life or in the bigger world around me, there's always a cause to everything. There's a cause and then there's an effect. And so what we do, how we do things is very important, because the one who does is the one who is then going to experience the consequences or the fruits of their doings, of their actions, of their interaction. So the whole aspect of relationship, how do I relate with others, with the world, with nature, with animals? How do I relate to my own self? And that's one basic rule in life that we want to also look at this afternoon. How I relate to my outer world is a mere reflection of how I relate, the relationship I have with my own self. The perspective we want to take today is perspective of ego, or the role of ego in relationship with myself, in relationship myself with the outer world. The world is currently in a state of chaos, lots of challenges, and most of the times, many times, we find ourselves just reacting to whatever is happening around us. Not necessarily responding in the best way possible, but reacting. And if it's not outwardly, we react, we hold the reaction of anger, unhappiness, peacelessness, stress within. And so that also has consequences. And of course, the experience for oneself is not the best. How can we, or what can we do in order to, even though the world is in a state the way it is at this point in time, how can we bring out the best within? And one main aspect for that is to understand, to know, firstly, to know, to understand of who I truly am. When we speak about ego, the ego can actually simply means I am. And the ego, we can look at it as an agent. It is a vehicle, it is an agent that relates my inner world to the outer world. And of course, also takes from the outer world into the inner world. And the ego, this agent, can be of its best, but it also can be of its worst. Typically, for a long time, I just thought ego is ego, and ego is not good. This is what we want or need to become free of. But it simply means I am. And typically, the ego takes over in our relationships. And the ego, when that happens, the ego is based, it believes of that my worth, my value is all connected to the body, relationships of the body, acquisitions, achievements in life. So anything connected with the physical dimension. And in the physical world, everything is perishable. And so I take my identity from what I am not. And therefore there is deep insecurity within, and there's selfishness. And gradually, if the ego is coming from, if the I am is coming from the way we call it body consciousness, then there's selfishness. And whatever I do, I will look out for the result. I will want to get something out of it. I will, out of insecurity, I will start to control. I have expectations. I am demanding. We compare. We want justice. There is revenge. All these things are connected with an I that is engrossed in the physical dimension. On the other hand, if the I is connected to the true self or the deep inner self, then the energy, the qualities change completely. So when I'm connected in terms of my identity, with my spiritual identity, which is the true self or the deep inner self, the conscious being that I am, then I will be able to connect, or I am able to connect to the quality of peace, to love, generosity. I will be able to be patient, compassionate. So the ego then becomes my best friend. I myself become my best friend because I am bringing out, I am expressing, I am interacting on the basis of truth. And truth in that sense is what always is. And deep in our consciousness, deep in who we are, there is this true self, that inner self, that is stable, that is always there. And that is the space, the place where there is peace, where there is pure love, where there is spiritual strength. And so now in life, on a daily basis, moment by moment, as I live my life, the interest, because it's in my own interest to do the best I can, right? Why do we get upset, angry many times? We believe because of someone or something, but actually, oh, I just lost my self-respect again. I wasn't able to respond appropriately. So actually, I am getting angry on my own self. But it doesn't uplift me. It doesn't help me bring out the best within myself. So the relationship with my own self, based on that understanding of who I truly am, and then to make that effort, to have that sincere interest to bring out my inner potential. And so if whatever effort I will make to do so, there will be a reward, there will be benefit. And over time, it will accumulate, meaning it will become easier and easier. in different situations to maintain my peace, to remain patient, to be able to tolerate, to be able to accommodate or to adjust people, situations in life, and so on and so forth. In other words, when we are connected to the true self, the deep inner self, the ego, the I am, is very beneficial. And it is also this space, I mean, there is no physical space, we call it space. It is in that inner dimension of the true self where I can find stillness, silence that is beneficial, where I, as I mentioned, connect to all the goodness within. And this is also the dimension where we can connect with the source, the greatest spirit, Allah, God, the one who has been given so many names, in order to draw that power, that love, that pure love into myself. So let us move into a meditation and explore that aspect of relationship, explore that aspect of true self through a meditation. So as I sit comfortably, relaxed, first I become aware about my surrounding through my physical senses. I see, I feel, I hear, and I remind myself that I am in a safe space. I feel safe and secure. I can give permission to the physical body, the muscles, to relax. And then gradually, we want to go deeper within. We want to go beyond the physical awareness, physical sense perception, above or beyond the mundane, the ordinary, and look deeper within my own self. Going deep within, I leave behind my identity that is defined by the color, the shape of my body, nationality, culture, the story of my life. I leave behind what I have achieved or not. Going deep within, I also choose to leave behind my social identity. And I choose to deeply connect with my true self. Deep within my consciousness, there's the true self, the self that always exists, that is completely pure, clean, where there is peace, pure love, stability, harmony, unity. This is my word, or this is the word of my inner, my true self. The ego, the I am, is based, grounded in the awareness of being this spiritual being, a being of light, being of light, of peace, of love. And being connected to myself in this way, I start to feel light and free. All the many thoughts, all the excessive thinking and overthinking resides. Emotions, feelings come down. My mind becomes quiet. I experience peace simply by holding myself in the awareness of who I truly am. And I, the being, the living energy, giving life to this body. I, the being, I can now travel to the world of light, a world filled pure light, the pure light of peace, which comes and emanates from the source who resides in the world of light. That being is like a sun, radiating, bestowing, constantly giving, and sending its purest energy down to us beings. It is like an invitation for me to connect to my own inner light and travel up to meet the ultimate light, the sun of knowledge, the sun of all spiritual powers, the ocean of peace, the ocean of love. Through these thoughts, this awareness, I start to feel even more peaceful. I start to experience a deep calm, a deep inner silence and stillness. I feel completely secure, fully, completely loved, totally accepted, embraced by this unconditional love. And this experience of that purest form of love touches this purest part within the self. I feel empowered. I feel encouraged, inspired to radiate this love into the world through how I interact with others, with the elements. When there's purity, there's benefit. There's benefit for the self and benefit for everyone else. Om Shanti.